for the roll call. Council members are present.
Malinowski,
Here.
Dickerson, McBride,
Here.
Livingston,
Here.
Horatio,
Here.
Walker, Kennedy, Manning,
Here.
Myers,
Here.
Newton.
Here.
Thank you. And we do have a quorum, looks like here. Next item on our agenda is addition deletions to the agenda. Let me ask staff if there are any changes to the agenda. Recommended changes to the agenda. Mr. Price, Mr. Anyone from staff?
I apologize. Mr. Chair, there are no changes to the agenda.
Thank you. That brings us to adoption of the agenda. Chair, entertain a motion.
So move.
Move.
Remove.
Second it.
All right, properly second. Mrs. Only can call the roll for the adoption of the agenda.
Yes, sir. Malinowski,
Yes.
Dickerson, McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Horatio,
Yes.
Walker, Kennedy, Manning,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. That brings us to item 5.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, what did I miss? Because I was trying to get in.
That was the adoption of the agenda.
All right, well, I approve.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So noted. That brings us to item 5, open public hearings. Item 5, A1 is map amendment. Case number 20-019 MA WP Slide from RU to NC, 1006 Guys Road, tax map number R015110510. The chair will entertain a motion regarding, I'm sorry, that public hearing is now open. Mr. Price, anyone signed up to speak at that public hearing?
Yes, sir, we have only a comment from the applicant, and that has been provided to you. However, if you would like, or if council would like, I'll be happy to read their comments into the record.
Please go ahead.
Thank you for considering our project. It is our intention to place 12,500 square foot buildings, which will be used for storage facility. We have worked with Geonard Price the past few months in an attempt to make the development work with the community's best interest in mind. We will keep the large hardwoods on site to maintain the rural setting. We propose to leave a 50-foot buffer between our site and the adjacent property. This buffer is and shall remain heavily wooded. The landscape plan will show a minimum of 30 live oaks along Dutch Fork Road and Guys Road. We have eliminated all ingress and egress with exception of one entrance on Dutch Fork Road. Guys Road will not be affected. In an effort to reduce traffic impact, we will handle all vehicles on site. Thank you again for considering our project, which we hope will make a positive effect on the community. Sincerely, WP Sly.
Thank you, Mr. Price. That public hearing is now closed. Chair, entertain a motion regarding item 5A1.
Mr. Chair, Bill Malinowski.
Mr. Malinowski, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I've spoken with the applicant, with the president of the community association in the area, and other individuals, and this would be, as the staff says in their last line, consistent with other zoning in the area. Based on all that, I recommend for approval.
You heard the motion. There's a second.
I second it.
It's moving properly second. Any discussion? There being no discussion, I'll ask Ms. Only, please call the roll. Item 5.1.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
McBride, Yes. Livingston,
Yes.
Horatio,
Yes.
Kennedy, Manning,
Yes.
Myers,
Myers, yes.
Newton.
Thank you. Item 5.2, Mr. This is for staff. Is this item administratively deferred or it needs council action?
No, sir, it was administratively deferred. The reason why we included it on this agenda, even though it was deferred just prior to the planning commission, was because we had advertised the request and also posted the property. So we wanted just to make sure everyone knew that it was deferred.
Thank you. That brings us to item 3. I'm sorry, 5.3, case number 20-021 MA.
Mr. Chair,
Ms. Myers?
I'd like to defer the public hearing and the vote on this to our next meeting. I have not met with the applicant or talked to the applicant. I'm not opposed necessarily to it, but I'd like to know how it impacts that $500,000 trailer park demolition that we did on Percival Road, and I haven't heard from the applicant.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and read into the record, Ms. Myers, and then let you make that motion.
Yes,
Case
sir.
number again, 20-021 MA. Well, let me back up. I'm sorry, Ms. Myers, let me back up. Does that include the public hearing? Because I forgot to ask, offer the public hearing.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir.
confirmed. Okay. So just for the record, then that's from RM to MD to MH, 8534 Old Percival Road, tax map number R22602-02-07. Chair, entertain a motion reference that item.
I move to
Myers, you
defer
recognize.
the public hearing. Thank you, sir. I move to defer the public hearing and the vote on the item to our next scheduled zoning public hearing.
You heard motion for deferral, just second.
I second it.
It's moved and properly second. Deferral is not debatable. Ms. Only can call roll.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
McBride, Livingston,
Yes.
Horatio,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Manning,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes. Thank you, colleagues.
Newton.
Yes, and Miss Only, I had some trouble with my audio where it said that I was muted, but I have been present for the entire meeting in case you couldn't hear.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Only, that motion carries.
Motion passed.
All right, that brings us to item 5. Item 4, Mr. Again, this is the staff. Is this item administratively deferred?
Yes, sir. It was administratively deferred, and it should come back up in October before county council.
Thank you, Mr. Price. That brings us to item 5. That is case number 20-20-023 MA. Bill Dixon from RU to RS MD. SE Raven Road, tax map number R171-120-01-01. Both Plan Commission and staff recommend approval. I did speak with Ms. Kennedy. She said she thought she'd be at this meeting, but she also said she was in support of moving forward with this particular item. So I'll entertain a motion regarding item 5.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
we do have a comment submitted from the applicant, but we also have a comment submitted in opposition to the request from a citizen.
But that public hearing is now open. Can you share those comments? Thank you.
Yes. Okay, this is from the applicant, Bill Dixon. Says the subject property is currently zoned rural in a mostly developed area surrounded by single family and multifamily residential zoning districts, which would be RS-MD, RS-LD, and RM-HD, and with general commercial and industrial in close proximity. We have met with South Carolina Department of Transportation regarding traffic impact. The property will be accessed from Ross Road and Pine Lee Road with no direct access to Raven Road. We have engaged a traffic engineer to do an impact study that will address any required mitigation. Water and sewer are available to the site. The plan will include a minimum of 20% open space. The resulting overall density will be moderate to low. Thank you for your consideration. Again, that was from Bill Dixon, the applicant. From the opposition's comments, to whom it may concern, we received your letter about the zoning plans of the 100+ acres on Raven Road that are adjacent to our properties. We have some questions about the zoning plan. How many houses per acre is Mungo planning to build? What price ranges are these houses? How do you plan to deal with the large increase in traffic created by this building, considering that rush hours are already busy on Raven Road? Adding this many houses in this area is completely undesirable for us since we have lived in this quiet area for so long. We need to know what your plans are for dealing with the fallout in the area for such a large increase in residents. What are my rights for questioning this zoning change? Robert and Ann Long, 747 Ross Road, Columbia, South Carolina, 29223. And
Thank you very much. Again, that's item 5.6. Chair, entertain a motion.
Move
I
to
think
approve.
you said.
Motion for
second.
approval
I second.
and properly second. Any discussion? There be no discussion, I'll ask Ms. Owens to call the roll for item 5.6.
Mr.
Sir,
Chair,
Mr.
I just put my hand up.
Malinowski, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Price, did you say in the letter from the applicant that they plan on building approximately 100 homes on the parcels?
Sir, sorry, I just wanted to go back to that.
That was toward the end.
No, sir. That was from the opposition's letter in which they asked about the zoning plans of the 100+ acres on Raven Road. It was regarding acreage, not the number of homes.
Okay, and the applicant did not specify any number of homes that they plan to build?
No, sir. If you have a question about the number of homes that could potentially be developed on the site, that is
No, I
included in your package.
I don't, Mr. Price. I just thought that you had given a figure. Thank you.
Oh, yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. If there's no other questions, I'll ask Ms. Owens to call the roll for item 5.6.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
McBride, Livingston,
Yes.
Horatio, Walker,
Yes.
Manning,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. That brings us to item 5.7, case number 20-025MA, Anil R. Parade, PDD to amend PDD 301, that's located at 301 Rice Meadow
Mr.
Way,
Chair, excuse me,
tax
Mr.
map
Chair.
number R20310-05-01.
You skipped an item, Mr. Chair.
I'm sorry, Mr. Walker, go ahead.
There was a
What did you
second
say, Mr.
parcel
Walker?
submitted by Mr. Dixon that I think we skipped.
Oh, I'm sorry, we had two Dixons, thank you. I knew I had covered Dixon, didn't realize it was Dixon again. Thank you very much. Please, we're going back to item 5.6, which is case number 20-204MA, Bill Dixon, RU to RM MD, and that's SE Raven Road, tax map number R1711201-01, and R17115-01-01. That public hearing is now open for that item. Mr. Price, is there anyone signed up to speak to this item?
Mr. Chair, the comments that I read from the previous rezoning request for case 20-23 will be the same ones that would apply to this particular request. Now, if you would like to, I can read those again, but those have been received by council and it was read into the record previously.
No, for that short period of time, my colleagues can retrieve that information from all those. No problem.
Yes, sir.
No, and Chair, entertain a motion, that public hearing is now open and closed. Chair, entertain a motion for item 586.
Move to approve.
Motion for approval.
Second.
The proper second. There's no further discussion, then I'll ask Ms. Owen to call the roll.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes, Mr. Chair, I was disconnected for the last maybe 3 or 4 cases.
Okay,
Livingston,
yes,
Horatio, Walker,
Yes.
Manning,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion passes.
thank you. Now we do 587. Case number 20-025 MA. That's
Mr. Chair,
Anil R. Parade. That's from PDD to amend PDD. And that's 301 Rice Meadowway. Tax map number R20310-05-01. That public hearing for that item is now open. Mr. Price, anyone provide any comments?
Yes, sir. We have a comment from the applicant.
Can you share that with us?
Yes, sir. I'll be happy to provide it to you. To whom it may concern, at times like the present, everyone is seeking happiness, peace, laughter, and people, places, and things that can produce these pleasures, thereby distracting them from the surrounding chaos. As a team, our only intent is to communicate to you all that we are dedicated to creating an atmosphere that is conducive to providing a peaceful, relaxing experience for all of our customers. We are all outstanding citizens who each hold positions of significance with reputable businesses, companies, and organizations. We are also all parents and some even grandparents, which alone gives us even more of a reason to ensure that anything we're involved in is of a respectable nature. Not one of us would be willing to risk our careers or be part of any project that would bring shame or discord to the community. All of this being said, we would ask that you please consider granting us the opportunity to prove to everyone that we have what it takes to make this work and that we will each hold each other accountable for making sure this business begins and remains professional and significant. Sincerely, Robert L. Morris, owner, Deshaun T. Brown, owner, Chandra S. Sharma, owner, Marlena H. Williams, office manager, the Hookahs team.
Thank you very much, Ms. Price. That public hearing for item for case number 20-025 is now open. Now closed. Chair, entertain a motion regarding item 587.
Mr. Chairman,
Manager, you recognize?
I move based on the Planning Commission's 7-1 approval, following their consideration of the caveats within the conclusion section of staff's report to the commission for approval.
The motion for approval is there a second?
Second.
It's moving properly second. Any discussion? There being none, Ms. Owen, can you call the roll for item 587?
Malinowski,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes?
Horatio,
yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Manning,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, that brings us to other business. Mr. Price, is there any other business?
No, sir. I think as we may, well, I'm saying yes, sir. As we discussed earlier, we were going to talk about the code rewrite. I believe the meeting today was canceled, but we'll kind of give you a quick update on where we are with this. And I'll kind of turn this over to Mr. Crooks, Brian Crooks, and Tommy DeLage.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Chair and members of
Good
council. So just to give a quick update, tonight we were going to have the consultants and staff, or earlier today, go over the testing results that have come in prior to releasing them to the public. So to kind of discuss what the sites ended up looking like. Of course, we have proposed additional public input based upon the direction of council and requests of other organizations, and have proposed a timeline that we would also be able to present as well, as far as for potential dates for those public meetings, as well as potential adoption timeframes as well. We are also looking at if it is your desire to meet on one of the regular scheduled council meetings. We're looking at doing that in the first week of August, if there's time available, and that is the desire as well. And then we can go.
First weekend when?
I'm sorry, I might have said August. I meant October if I did.
You did.
Thank you.
So, all right, thank you. And you may recall, we did receive some information. I think it was in an email on September 11th regarding an update and information regarding a meeting at 3:30 today. After checking with some colleagues, I learned that that information kind of got lost somewhere, and several council members weren't aware of the 3:30 to 5 p.m. scheduled meeting today. So that's why it was postponed. Any further questions about the COVID right in terms of where we're moving with that?
Mr. Chair,
We're
quickly.
just trying to keep that on track. Yes.
Yeah,
Malinowski.
real quickly, I did send a request in today. Are we going to be getting some kind of information so we can review it before we have this meeting, or are we just going in there to listen to what you have to say?
Yes, sir. We'll make sure that y'all receive a copy of the testing results as well prior to the meeting. And then, of course, we'll be preparing a issues briefing document for your requests as well also.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Malinowski.
Mr. Chair,
Ms. Myers, you recognize?
this is Delia. Yes, sir. In harmony with what Mr. Malinowski just said, can we please be given that document in advance, truly in advance of the meeting, not like, you know, the morning of the meeting,
24
but
hours,
in enough
yeah.
time to digest it.
Good point.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else? You know, any other business?
A motion to adjourn.
Mr. Price?
Second.
Sorry, Mr. Price, you were too slow. I got a motion and a second. I got to carry.
I could think of something if y'all would like, but
It's moving proper second committee.
Well,
Can you call the roll for adjournment?
Yes,
You
sir.
can tell us after we leave.
Malinowski,
Y'all are special.
That's a yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Horatio, Walker, Manning, Myers,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.